Oh, hey there. Thanks for joining us. Today's lesson is going to be about boat construction and how to rig a raft as an oar rig for a multi-day trip. Come on over and I'll show you what this boat is all about. So what we have right here is a Rocky Mountain raft, 16 feet long with diminished tubes. There's lots of different kinds of boats out there, different brands made out of different materials, different sizes. But we have this one today, fantastic boat. So all boats these days have 5 main chambers. The first one is the floor. Come on over and check this out. We've got the floor right here, this gray piece. Then we've got the side tubes. 4 different chambers. 2 in the back and 2 more in the front. Okay. So the way that we pump up each one of these chambers is by using the valve with our handy dandy barrel pump. Each chamber has a valve right here. Now, this little piece in there, if you twist it, when you twist it to the right, it'll hold the air in there. You can take your pump, place it into the valve, and pump up each chamber separately until they're nice and tight. Okay. Go. Now, our floor chamber has a slightly different valve. Right next to it is what we call the pressure release valve, or the PRV valve. Another common term for it is the bleeder valve. When we pump the floor up all the way, eventually excess air will start to come out of the PRV. The reason that we have this is when a boat goes over a rock or a shallow part of the river, we don't want that floor to burst. So that lets out a little air so that you don't ruin the bottom of your boat. Okay. On the outside of your raft, you'll find a handful of D-rings. These are very useful. You can strap cam straps to them and then rig your frame to them. We'll show you in a little bit how that works. Got one here, another over here, all around the boat. Running through these D-rings is what we call our perimeter line, or our outer safety line, or our chicken line. A variety of terms for that. Very important piece of equipment to have attached to your raft. In the event that you fall out of the boat, it's really easy to grab on to this perimeter line, or safety line. Lastly, the front of our raft, we always have a bow line. At its very shortest, you want a bow line that's about 15 to 20 feet long. This one right here is an old climbing rope that's being repurposed as our perimeter line, almost 80 feet long. Very useful for tying up your raft when you get to camp at the end of the day. We got a nice tight coil wrapped here, put inside the boat.
Rolling.
Different boats are made out of different materials. The one that we have here today, made by a company called Rocky Mountain Rafts, is made out of PVC. The advantages of a boat made with PVC is that that material is extremely durable. The downside is that it's a little bit heavier and really tough to roll up. So at the end of the season, when you need to put this away in your storage unit, it's hard to roll up. Another common material that's used in rafts today is called Hypalon. Not quite as durable, however much lighter and easier to store. Now that we've talked about boat construction, we're going to move on to how to rig all of this gear out in my lawn onto this raft. This right here is our frame. We're going to put that onto the raft, strap it down, and then all the rest of the equipment is going to be strapped to that frame. All right, now we have the frame placed onto the boat. Just like there's different size rafts, we have different size frames. You want to make sure that your frame is the correct width and the correct length for your particular raft. So we place this on here, and now we're going to strap it down using our cam straps and our D-rings. After that, we're going to rig all of our equipment to that frame. What we have here is a cam strap. We've fed it through the D-ring, which we can find on the side of the boat. Then we're going to take the tail and wrap it around the side bar, the front bar, and then back over the sidebar back towards the buckle. We'll then take the tail and feed it through the buckle. We press down on this part right here and feed the tail in through the bottom part of the buckle. Then we can tighten this, make it nice and snug. You don't want this frame moving one bit, especially when you're running big rapids and you've got all your equipment strapped to it, down to it. Go for it. All right, now that we've got our frame on, let's go over all the other equipment that we have here. We've got our cooler, our stove, our fuel, my sleeping pad or Paco pad, a dry bag, a Pelican box with my camera, small ammo can, 2 more dry bags, 2 jugs of water, our fire pan and fire blanket, 3 oars, 2 for rowing and 1 backup, our barrel pump, our kitchen box, and lastly, our table. Okay. All right, now we're gonna put in each piece of equipment. We'll start in the back here with the cooler. We're gonna be sitting on that and rowing the boat downstream. You see right here, we've got what we call hangers. When we put the cooler in, it's not gonna be touching the floor. We don't want any piece of equipment touching the floor. Instead, it's gonna be hanging in those hangers. You ready? All right, now we've got our cooler in the hangers. The last thing we wanna do is make sure we strap it down. So we've got another strap that goes over from this bar, over the cooler, around this bar, and then doubles back, nice and tight, and you feed the tail into the cam strap. That way, your cooler is nice and snug. All right, guys, so we have everything on our boat here now. We've got in the front our table, underneath our nice, comfortable Paco pad. Bye, Steves. Then we've got our large gearbox. We've got our captain's bay, we've got our cooler, and in the front and the back, we can put all of our personal dry gear in these awesome dry bags. In our gearbox, we've got tons of stuff. We've got our first aid kit, we've got our stove, we've got extra straps, an extra PFD, we've got chairs, anything you can imagine you can put in here. Underneath our Paco pad and our table, we've got our water jug and our fuel for our stove. Before we get on the water, we want to make sure all of our gear is strapped down nice and tight. And what we're going to do is what we call rigging to flip. When we rig to flip, that means that we strap all of our equipment down so that in the unlikely event that the boat goes upside down, we don't lose any gear. That means we're going to strap all of our gear down with multiple cam straps, multiple points of contact, and keep everything nice and tight. For example, right here on our big gearbox, strap it down, take another strap, strap her down. We'll also put 2 more straps over our Paco pad and our table, and then I'm going to strap down my Pelican case right here with my camera. I've got my small ammo can right here with my toiletries strapped down, our large ammo can right here with our fire pan and fire blanket also strapped down here in the captain's bay. In the front and the back, we'll have all of our personal dry bags, and we'll strap those down. It's like a big game of Tetris when we put all that gear in. All right, we've got everything strapped down. Now it's time to talk about how we row and propel the boat forward, backwards, and turn it. I'm gonna be sitting here in the captain's bay, and then I have 2 oars on either side. These oars are about 10 feet long. They're attached to the frame through the oar towers and the oar locks. A couple different parts of the oar here. We have the handle, we've got the shaft, and we have the sleeve, which fits into the oar lock, and then down here, we've got the blade. Excellent. We always have 1 extra oar, just in case we lose one. It's always better to be prepared. And to be extra safe, we have oar leashes, where we've tied these oars to the frame, so that there's no way that we can lose it. All right, now everything's strapped down nice and tight. We're ready to head on down the river. Make sure you've got some closed-toed shoes on. Make sure your personal flotation device, or PFD, is nice and tight. And make sure, before you head on down, that you brush your teeth, because clean teeth means clean lines. Oh, one more thing. Make sure you don't wear your rigging glasses, but your boating glasses. Now, it's time to go. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, here it comes. Here's a big hit.